Hi everyone, you're welcome to Synergy International Network. My name is Olain Karim. Today I just want to talk briefly about very common questions that have been asked several times, and we will be attending to this basically at the Synergy. It's about self-sponsorship package to Ireland for nurses. So if you are a nurse and you're considering coming to Ireland, and if you haven't seen previous videos, please do go to our YouTube channel, just to check at synergynurse.co.uk. So there are so many pathways to come to Ireland, generally, but for nurses, like, of course, you need to be registered with the Nurse and Midwifery Board of Ireland. And when you're coming in, it's either you're coming in through adaptation pathway or aptitude pathway. Now, there have been so many issues with, getting a job, because that's one major thing that you need to get as well, like a job offer before you can relocate to Ireland. So many people have been having challenges, getting a job in Ireland, getting the recruiter and so on. And that kind of caused a very long delay. And, once, for those that have their NMBI decision letter, there'll be so much very particular and anxious about the dates on the decision letter so it doesn't expire. We've had some candidates actually that their decision letter actually expired when they didn't get an employer, to facilitate their relocation. So we thought it wise to, explore this other option, which a lot of candidates have been using, but, it's not really common. It's a self-sponsorship package. While we understand that there are financial, commitments and considerations regarding this, and a lot of people are thinking like, I can't do that myself. It's too expensive. I don't have that much. We understand this, and it is possible. Personally, for me, like if somebody told me to look for this money when I wanted to relocate, I couldn't have been able to afford it, to be honest, at that time. But we have some people as well that could afford, to self-sponsor themselves. I have a lot of emails that would say that a lot of emails come through us that say, I am ready to self-sponsor. What do I have to do? So people are, they are committed to that. And so I just want to give you a bit about that. Now, again, if you don't know where Ireland is, please go watch our video on working in Ireland on our YouTube channel. We also have a video there, pros and cons of coming to Ireland, registration details for overseas nurses, for you to know all the details, all the documents you need. So we have a series of videos already on YouTube, so you can go watch that. Again, my name is Olain Karim. I'm one of the directors here in Synergy, and I just want to share this with you. So let's talk about self-sponsorship package. Okay, so before you can say you want to self-sponsor to Ireland, you must have been registered with the Nursing and Midwifery Council or Board of your own country. All right, so you need to establish that you're a registered nurse and you're registered, you have an active registration with the Nurse and Midwifery Board of your country. The country where you reside or where you graduated from, where you are working, basically. Now, to work in Ireland, you must be registered with the Nurse and Midwifery Board of Ireland. And like I said, we have a video that explains the registration process and all that. And you can actually visit the website of the NMBI, www.nmbi.ie/registration. So you find more details about requirements and what you have to do. So now let's go to the step-by-step process for overseas nurses outside the EU applying to work in Ireland as a nurse. That includes self-sponsorship and how you can get into the country yourself, without any employer. Now, to begin, if you're coming through Synergy, what we do is we review your CV. So I'm going to ask you to please go and watch our video, our YouTube video on CV and interview preparation. That will help you and guide you on your CV. So you need to have your CV ready. All right. So the other thing is we can help you to, do pre-screening for eligibility interview and check all your documents to see that everything is okay via Skype or Zoom. You can do that. But again, like I said, your CV need to be intact and it needs to be acceptable for the Ireland job community. So if you have not yet applied or if you don't have IELTS, then the next step is for you to have IELTS or OET. So either if you have the certificate, if you have it valid, it's still in date, that's good. Otherwise, you have to prepare for IELTS or OET, which is the other thing. So we advise that you sit for the exam. If you want to prepare for the exam, you need a study buddy or you need tutorials. So at Synergy, we also offer that. We offer IELTS and OET study buddy training. So you can enroll with us. It's available on our website. So we offer all these programs. At the moment, there is a discounted 10% discount on, the IELTS and OET, so you can avail of that opportunity. So if you have not yet applied to NMBI, so the next thing is for you, to start your application. So like I said, if you need guidance with this, we can also help you. Just send us an email regarding that. So candidates applying to NMBI, it's an online application system. You can actually do this yourself. I always encourage candidates to do that themselves. And we have made some videos explaining the details of it as well. So you can check that on. But peradventure, you're a busy person and you just need guidance, because we know that any mistake on your documentation could actually delay or alter your process. So you can contact us to help you regarding that, so we can assist you with that. Because the fee for the NMBI registration is 350 euros, which is payable to the NMBI directly. So that is not that's just the fee for registration, for your application, rather, application fee. So once you pay the fee, you submit all your documents via online, and then they review assess the documents. It takes about 3 months, for the 90 days specifically, for the assessment. Within 90 days, your documents will be assessed and you will get your decision letter. So the decision letter will either be maybe, of course, they have 3 levels. Either it is not compatible or it is not, at the same par with what is obtainable here. The second one will be maybe rejection, and the other one, which is generally, mostly presented, is that you are required to come and write an exam, or does adaptation or through aptitude pathway. So you're coming into Ireland with a decision letter. Hopefully you get, that response. It's either for adaptation or aptitude test. Now, where the self-sponsorship comes in is that for the adaptation process, you are required to have an employer. So you need to get an employer that will be able to bring you in, to have your adaptation in their facility for 6 weeks. So adaptation usually for 6 weeks or so. So you need an employer for that. And that is why that's one of the bottleneck that, we've been having, getting employer. Even though there are so many nursing shortages, but it's just unfortunate that, we are not really getting that, I wouldn't know, like the inflow of candidates, especially from African countries into Ireland. So if you are in that category that you're very getting frustrated already and you have your NMBI decision letter, self-sponsorship can be an option for you. All right. So once you have passed IELTS, you are registered with NMBI, and then the next thing is either you're looking for an employer or you want to self-sponsor. So if you don't want to delay, yourself, you can self-sponsor. So what does it require to self-sponsor? I've said that you're paying your 350, either you're self-sponsoring or not, you just need to pay 350 euros for the NMBI registration. Okay, so once you are ready to self-sponsor, so that means you have your decision letter with you. So self-sponsorship only applies, to somebody that is ready to commit to, financing the process from start to finish. unlike if you get an employer, most employer will offer to bring you in through adaptation, and then maybe some might pay for your flight, some might pay for your visa, your critical work permit, and so. But if you are self-sponsoring, that means you're paying for some of this fee yourself until you get to Ireland. So now I'll take it up again from once you have a decision letter. And once candidate receive decision letter from the NMBI, so the next thing is for you to book for your RCSI aptitude test. So the other pathway, I said adaptation and then aptitude test. So if you are self-sponsoring, that means you'll be choosing to come through the aptitude test. That means to write exam, the exam pathway. So there are two basic exams as well. We have another video that explains the exams on YouTube. And so CBT, which is a multiple choice computer-based testing, and as well the OSCE, which is the practical aspect. So that's what the exam is all about. So the exam is conducted through the RCSI, which is a faculty, like an exam body. So the RCSI registration fee for the aptitude test is 2,800 euros. I'll repeat that again. It's 2,800 euros payable to the RCSI. So if you need help with paying any of this fee as well, Synergy, we can help you. If you're an overseas and you need help, paying this, because it requires you to pay directly into the account of the organization. So you need a Euro account, so you need a domiciliary account or so. So we can assist you with that. All right, so like I said again, the RCSI exam fee is 2,800 euros. So once you have that, you pay for the exam and you'll be issued an invitation to write exam. So it is with this invitation to write exam that you will present to the visa office with all your necessary documents to apply for visa. So the visa you're going to be applying for will be an exam visa, which is like a short stay, about 6 months, thereabout. So you have that, you're applying for exam visa. So you don't need an employer, okay? When it comes to that, you don't need an employer. All you just need to present is the receipt that you have paid for this exam, and the RCSI will issue you the invitation for exam. All right, so you apply for exam visa, and once you get your visa, then you can book for your flights. Generally, depending on the country where you're coming from, flights, I won't be able to say how much the flights will cost, but generally, let me just say averagely, if you're coming from Africa, and depending on the time as well, the peak, so you'll be looking at something like 700 to 1,000 euros for your flights. So basically, it had to be a two-way visa flight, a two-way ticket, because it is assumed, or it is believed, that you're coming to write exam, and you may have to. That's what the visa office will consider anyway. So after that, you apply for your flights, you have your visa, flights, and Zoom, you're in Ireland. So what happens once you come to Ireland? Before you come to Ireland, it is important that you start, preparing for your accommodation as well. So we can organize an accommodation for you here once you come here, and we can always link you up. You can go, there are so many apps that can help with accommodation. You can actually start looking for accommodation before you get here, and we can assist you with that. So generally between 300 to I wouldn't say the accommodation is very expensive now, so to say it's getting higher, but we can still get reasonable between 400 and 700 euros per month for you for accommodation. So it's just for you to stay there for your exam purpose and get things on before the next step. So once you get to Ireland, accommodation is ready, then you can come into your accommodation and start preparing for your exam. So which is the other part where we could help you with as well, preparing for exam. So at Synergy, we offer CBT and RCSI, coaching and tutorial, so we can help you prepare for both the multiple tests, the CBT as well as the practical, so we can get you prepared for that. So usually your exam will be very close to your date of coming in. So maybe you have like 2 weeks to prepare for the exam. So and you go and write your exam. Hopefully you pass. Once you pass your exam, you'll be given your PIN within 2 weeks, thereabouts or less. So during that period, of course, you could decide to, you still have time, just take time to tour Ireland and go around, and then we can show you places as well. Or you just wait for your what's it called, for your PIN. So as soon as you get your PIN, wow, phew, you are a registered nurse in Ireland. And once you get that, and let me just say this, even before you get your PIN, once you are in Ireland and you have a decision letter, you can start applying for jobs. Like you'll be hot cake once you are in the country and you have a decision letter. At that point, you could even get employers that will decide to sponsor, to pay for your, even though you have paid, that will decide to, to reimburse you of your RCSI register, which is the 2,800. So we've had candidates that the employer actually had to promise to reimburse, to pay back. And they actually did as soon as the nurse got a PIN. So we've had cases like that. So that could be your case as well. So you just like you are investing for you to, get it back or not. So just be positive. So the next thing is, now that you have your PIN, like I said, before you have your PIN, you could actually get an employer. You start the job, and within the 2 weeks that you're waiting for your PIN, start job hunting. We can actually assist you with this as well. We recruit for recruiters, and that will be very good since you are in the country. So you have, greater advantage. All right. So after then, peradventure, okay, you're waiting for 2 weeks, you get your PIN. Once you have your PIN, you can get a job the next day. I promise you. Because you have a PIN and you're in Ireland, there is so much demand for nurses right now, all over specialties. So that will be a very good advantage for you. All right. So then that's the way it goes. And then you can start applying for your atypical, either your employer now can assist you to apply for your atypical working scheme, or at that time you need a critical working scheme. You can apply for that as well. So that's just like the summary. So I'm going to summarize again. If you're coming through self-sponsorship, you need to be able to, prepare and get your IELTS or OET valid one done. Then you will start your registration with the NMBI, which is 350 euros, and then you'll be ready to pay for your exam fee. I would say it's an exam fee, which is 2,800 euros. There as well, get your visa application. So visa application depends on the country, so you can refer to the visa requirement from your country. If you're coming from Nigeria, for example, I think it's like 100 euros, 60 to 100 euros for the visa. So you should also be able to, you can apply for what they call atypical working scheme visa once you have received your candidate certificate from RCSI. Remember I said that once you have paid for the exam fee, NMBI, RCSI will issue you a candidate certificate. So you need this candidate certificate to apply for the kind of visa. So the kind of visa you will be applying for, like an exam visa, atypical working scheme visa. And that is about 250 euros. So after then, you get your flights, you pay for your flights, and like I said, the flights depend on your country of departure. So you need to get that cost as well. Accommodation, you need to organize for accommodation, which is between 400 to 700, depending. And so you can add this up to the fee as well. Then once you get in, you prepare for the exam. If you want to self-study, that's fine. If you want to enroll in some tutorials as well, there are little costs to that. We can share more information with you if you're interested in that. And so in summary, like if you look at it plus or minus, everything, like if you have averagely €4,005. This is based on my own calculation, depending on your country, where you're coming from, and your specific circumstances. So that's a summary of the serve sponsorship package for nurses that want to relocate to Ireland. If you have any question, if you still have any question regarding this, please, you can send us an email at info@synergynurse.co.uk. Visit our website, www.synergynurse.co.uk. Thank you so much. My name is again Olayinka Aremu. See you some other time. Bye for now.